Hello out there, and welcome to another one of our College Confidential segments. I'm Jimmy Birch.
I'm Carlos Mendez.
And we're going to kick around some of the hot topics on a very hot week for college football in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And there's nothing hotter locally, maybe nationally, than that game you're going to be going to in Waco, Texas, with those Fighting Frogs and the Baylor Bears. How does that one shape up? Two top tens.
It is two top tens. They haven't had one out there since, the 50s or so, 60s?
Since Moby Dick was a minnow, I think, is the official.
But, that's why they built that stadium out there.
It is, yeah.
Because they projected top 10 matchups out there. Mm-hmm. Well, they've got one now, and truthfully, Baylor's got the toughest opponent it's played this year coming in.
They do.
To its place to see how each other stacks up. I think we learned a lot about TCU last week, and the main thing was that it's got a defense. That defense can play on that side of the ball for TCU.
Very opportunistic, right?
Yeah, they are good that way, and they're getting better on offense, just like Gary Patterson predicted. This was probably Trevon Boykin's best game of the year. His accuracy wasn't 100%. He didn't have touch on all his passes. That one interception on the sideline wasn't a good throw. But I like the way he is running with the ball. When you got a quarterback who can also score with his feet in this conference, huge advantage.
Big value added.
Yeah,
in this
it is.
A lot of throwers.
Problem is TCU's got to face a lot of good quarterbacks down the road, and Boykin's got to match them starting this week.
And this guy is one of them, and he didn't play very well last week. He owns it, and he just promised, I'm going to be a lot better this week. Now, we'll see. But it'll be interesting. He'll have to be a lot better for Baylor to win. There's no two ways about it. So.
Yeah, but the game you're going to watch is
the Red River rivalry, and that's the Red River. Looks like it's kind of flowing in one direction. But that's how we saw it last year going into this game, and the other guys won by 16 points. But honestly, Oklahoma, even coming off a loss, is showing much more of a pulse on a regular basis than Texas. But funny things happen in rivalries. That's what makes them great.
Yeah, and Texas has a defense. That game last week was close because of that.
Yeah, the Texas defense, and that reminded me a lot of the teams that Fred Akers had there. They very limited on offense, but they'll shut you down and make you cry, and you may not score more than 10 points all day. It's just a matter if they can get to 11. And back in the 80s, that worked pretty well. It doesn't work so well today, but that's still kind of how they are based on their offensive limitations. If Tyrone Swoops can step up, we'll see. That would help. If somebody else steps into that position, like Gerard Hurd, and steps up, that would help them. But it's going to be interesting. And the thing that really speaks to me, Stoops is 28-1 after a loss since 1999, and has won those matchups by about 30 points a game. So the trend is not in Texas' favor this week.
No, there's not much on their side right now. But
where there is a lot of things on their side is Magnolia State, the state of Mississippi. You got Ole Miss coming in to play the Aggies, got Mississippi State getting ready to play Auburn. The two Mississippis are sharing the cover of Sports Illustrated this week, which may be the kiss of death, but hey, when you're both 5-0, you deserve it. Of those two, they're fascinating. They're both number 3 in the country. Which one has more staying power in your mind?
You know what? Until this week, I didn't know that was Mississippi's nickname, the Magnolia State.
Yeah.
So
I had to see. I looked it up. I saw it on the license plate somewhere.
So I got a lot to learn about these two teams.
Right.
My knowledge base starts at 0 with these two teams, but I got to watch both games already. And what really impresses me is how complete Mississippi State is.
They are.
They may have a little bit tougher schedule to finish out, but they're a bigger threat for that division in my mind.
They're built to stop the run and built to control the ball with the run.
Yeah. The Ole Miss quarterback can do a good job, and I think they can put up points, but, Mississippi State is just a more complete team. And, when you got defense to go with offense, that's how the SEC has won. That's how Alabama's done it. It's how Auburn's done it. Mississippi State just has to prove it has staying power because that schedule just tests you for so long.
It does, and I think the schedule is what may wind up getting Mississippi State in the end. Ole Miss already has a victory over Alabama, the creme de la creme, traditionally they're under their belt. And they get both Auburn and they get Mississippi State in Oxford later this year. Now, if they're going to have to win enough games between now and then for that to be relevant, and I really don't think they'll win Saturday, quite honestly, at Texas A&M. I think they emptied the emotional bucket in beating Alabama. They'll take a hickey this week and then they'll bounce back. And I'm just not sure anybody other than Auburn can go undefeated in that SEC West, and I really don't think they can do it. They have the most brutal schedule in the country. If they go undefeated, everybody should just stand up and applaud and pass them on to the final game and let them bypass that semifinal.
Yeah, we'll see them here in a couple months.
We'll be seeing them here if Auburn is that good. So,
but speaking of the Final Four, though, you've got to have 4 teams here. Your guesses?
Yeah, the Final Four. Right now, in order, if I was putting out a bracket today, Auburn would be at the top, Florida State, Mississippi State, based on how complete they are. And I'd put Baylor in as my 4th team. Now, ask me again next week, and I might have 4 different teams. It might be in entirely different order. How about you? Who's your Fab 4 for this week?
Well, I'm going to agree with you, but let's put the TCU Baylor winner in. Okay, I don't know who that's going to be, but the winner has a chance to just run it out. They
do in the Big 12 because they do. The TCU's already beaten OU, and Baylor has that chance. OU has shown they're not unbeatable in the Big 12 realm this year. So.
And you're also going to have the advantage of not having to play that conference championship game in this league. And I think your body of work will be enough if you run the table this winter, the TCU Baylor winner. If they can run it out, I think they're in.
I would agree. That if somebody wins Big 12 at 12-0, they can be in the Final Four. It would be kind of hard if you're not at this point. But hey, it's a big week. We'll find out. We'll know a lot more after Saturday. And we appreciate you dialing us up. And have a great week. And check us out next week as well.